So it's official. Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, the fight that I am affectionately referring to as the shit show, which is how I'm going to hashtag it from now on. Hashtag shit show is taking place August 26th in Las Vegas. Now, just a few days ago on an episode of The Neutral Corner, I clearly stated that I did not think this fight was going to happen on August 26th. And there were stories going around how Mayweather Promotions has a hold on that August 26th date. And I said those were clickbait stories. And I still believe that because Mayweather Promotions had a hold on that date for a while. It's not as if they just called Monday and put a hold on the venue for that date. They had that date for a while, but certain news outlets were reporting it like it was breaking news, like it was some new information. So I still think it was opportunistic clickbait. But I totally dropped the ball when I said I didn't think this fight was happening August 26th. And I'll tell you why. It's because I thought about it logically. Who the hell would want to promote a fight like this for only 2 months? This is a big event. You're trying to get casuals in. You've got to pay two guys, 9 figures. We're not talking 7, 8 figures. We're talking 9 figures here. You got to bring in a lot of casuals. You got to bring in a lot of whales. 2 months? You're going to do that promoting in 2 months? That's where my mind is. Plus, I'm thinking drug testing, everything else. You need time to negotiate and handle all that. What I fail to do is think like Floyd Mayweather, which is hard to do. It's hard to think like Floyd Mayweather. It takes a special kind of stupid sometimes. Special kind of narcissism, actually. I shouldn't say stupid. Look at Floyd's track record. He always, or very often, at least later in his career, announced fights very, very late in the process, with only 8, 9, 10 weeks to go until the fight actually happened. The announcement generally comes about 2 months before the fight. Now, other promoters, they want to announce a big fight 4, 5, 6 months ahead of time so you can actually promote the thing. But for Floyd, who he's, I guess, pandering to, he feels that he doesn't need to market that long. They're just going to show up. And an event like this markets itself to ignorant casuals who don't really know what's going on and actually think this is going to be a competitive, thrilling affair. So I guess they don't need the time. And it has to be said, guys, have to put this out there. With IV-Gate, with Floyd's history of turning in low TE ratios, the cloud of suspicion around him in regards to performance-enhancing drugs, suspicion, not throwing accusations, not saying there's a smoking gun, but there's a big cloud of suspicion there. And when you truncate the testing period before a fight after a massive layoff, and you look incredible, you look like you haven't gained a pound. In fact, you look more muscular than you've ever looked. That only feeds into that suspicion. That only emboldens and darkens that cloud of suspicion around you. So, as far as I understand it, the drug testing is going to be USADA. I spoke with the VADA people today, and they confirmed with me that neither Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, Dana White, anybody from either side has ever contacted them regarding this fight. VADA testing's cheaper than USADA. It's much, much better than USADA. It's streamlined, meaning that there's no in competition or out of competition, testing panels. It's the same testing panel all year round. It's the absolute best drug testing we have in all of sports. This is a really, really big event with a lot of eyes and ears on it. And nobody from either camp even contacted VADA. And then the fight gets announced 2 months before it happens. So again, just putting that out there, food for thought. So Floyd announces this thing, and now a lot of people are thinking, well, man, how does this affect Canelo Golovkin, which is literally 3 weeks later, September 16th, I believe. Yeah, September 16th at T-Mobile Arena. How is this going to affect that business? And here's a funny thing. I guess part of the deal between Golden Boy with the executives at MGM who own T-Mobile Arena was, hey man, if we do this fight here, no other events, no other fight sport events like this for 3 weeks before or after. And they agreed to those terms. Cool. Well, this August 26th date is exactly 3 weeks before. So those of you who are asking, is this kind of a, kind of pumping it in there without lube from Floyd to Oscar? yeah, I do think that a lot of this dates and a lot of the choosing of venues and choosing when to announce things and how to announce it, a lot of it's egos, man. A lot of it's egos, and it's really, really rich guys behind the scenes messing with each other and playing chess and playing checkers. And there's two ways to look at this. In one respect, Floyd outmaneuvered Oscar here because he sat back and waited to see what Oscar was going to do with Canelo Triple G. And once he saw what they had, he waited till that fire kind of fell a little bit. He waited for them to announce the venue, right? And then, boom, he releases his date. And now he has the earlier date. He's got it 3 weeks before. He's going to bring in all the casino whales, all the celebs, all that kind of stuff 3 weeks before in the same market. So that's going to affect Canelo Triple G to an extent. It's going to affect it to the extent that if you look at the big whale celebrities that know nothing about boxing or MMA and just show up to be seen so they can take a selfie, the Kardashian morons, people like that, and that kind of media too, they're going to be more attracted to that Mayweather-McGregor event than Canelo Golovkin. But for me, I think that's great. Because that means me and the rest of the crew coming up from LA to go cover that fight, and people coming from all over. Us diehard boxing media that actually really love this sport and cover it for real for you guys, we'll enjoy ourselves more because less of those idiots will be there for Canelo Golovkin. But Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, Tom Loeffler, K2 Promotions, they're probably not happy about that because those big name celebrities, they bring money with them. They bring attention with them. They bring cameras. They bring hashtag clicks, tweets with them. So yeah, you're probably going to lose some of them because how many is Jake Gyllenhaal and someone like that, or Jamie Foxx? Is he going to go to 2 fights in 3 weeks in Vegas? Does anyone really want to go to fucking Vegas twice in the summer? It's horrible. Does anyone want to go to Vegas twice in a year, let alone within 3 weeks? So from that perspective, I do think it's going to affect Canelo Triple G to a degree. Here's the other way to look at this. Oscar De La Hoya has the real event for real diehard fans, and they wouldn't have announced the date, the venue, all of that if they didn't have their ducks in a row. Deals like that, announcements like that are not made unless you've got a huge casino buy. And I'm not just talking about, like site fees and stuff. I'm talking about a significant amount of tickets already gobbled up for package deals for whales and brokers and all that kind of stuff. All that shit's already worked out. Regardless of what they tell you on social media, that there's thousands of tickets available for the fans, blah, blah, blah. That's all bullshit. There's a few thousand tickets that actual fans will get. The rest is all almost basically pre-bought. And then all the sponsorships, all that shit's worked out before they even announce that stuff. So Oscar and Golden Boy, they have all their ducks in a row. They don't have to be that concerned with Mayweather-McGregor. They're still going to sell out their venue. They're still going to do 1 million, possibly 2 million, upwards of 2 million pay-per-view buys. Maybe this event takes a few buys from casuals, from Canelo Triple G. But let's be honest, guys. How many people that are really, really excited for Mayweather-McGregor are really that interested in Canelo Golovkin? There are two different crowds of people. Floyd Mayweather fans, MMA fans, casual sports fans, that's who's going to buy Mayweather-McGregor. Die-hard boxing fans and casual Mexican-American sports fans are going to buy Canelo Golovkin. It's really two different demographics, honestly. So I don't think it's going to affect business that much. The one interesting kind of thing I'm playing over in my head, and I guess I want your guys' opinion on this, because I wonder how this would have played out. And it really doesn't matter, but it's interesting just to consider and think about, is what if Oscar did take Canelo Golovkin? What if he would have taken it to Arlington, Texas, AT&T Stadium, or Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium? Would Floyd have gone for that September 16th date? Would he have gone head-to-head the same day with Canelo Golovkin? Me personally, I think ego-wise, he'd want to, but business-wise, they need casuals. The difference between these two events, right, is with Mayweather-McGregor, that's 9-figure paydays. Not 8-figure paydays, 9-figure paydays. You got to have casuals buying in. That fight has to do millions of pay-per-view buys to be able to afford the purses. So would they really want to go head-to-head on a night where at least 1 million diehard boxing fans are going to buy Canelo Golovkin? Do they really, really want to go head-to-head? Would they have wanted to do that? I don't know. But I'll tell you this much. If they did, and you had Mayweather-McGregor September 16th, and the same night in, let's say, Dallas, or Arlington, Texas, just outside Dallas, Texas, you had Canelo Golovkin, that would have been a crazy night of sports, man. That would have been a crazy, crazy night of sports. The sports world for one night would have been completely fixated on boxing, just on steroids. It would have been Mayweather-Pacquiao and then some. It would have been really, really interesting. And they would have been two completely different markets, right? So your whales and stuff would still go to Vegas for Mayweather-McGregor, but in Dallas, all the diehard fans would still flock to that area from the different coasts, the different part of the country, from Mexico. They'd still fly into Dallas, go to that event. And then all the nosebleed seats at that stadium would have been sold to locals, people from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, who drove in. So I still think you could have had 2 sold-out events on the same night. But me personally, I think that Floyd would have kept this August date. And it would have been a way for Oscar to possibly one-up Floyd. If Floyd did the better pay-per-view rate and the bigger gate, because his event was in Vegas, but Oscar put on an event, let's say it was at Dodger Stadium, and 55,000 fans were there. And it was a massive event in the media capital of the world here in Los Angeles. That could have been a way to one-up Floyd. Or they did a crowd of 90,000 in Texas. That could have been a way to one-up Floyd. But now as it stands, the way it looks, Floyd in a way kind of one-upped Oscar. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. All right. So what else? Diehards, August 26th. There's another fight happening. Now, it's Miguel Cotto versus Yoshihiro Kamagai. I understand that it's not the greatest matchup in the history of boxing, okay? However, considering where Cotto is at this stage of his career, considering that Kamagai's the bigger man, always brings it, throws a lot of punches, doesn't have much power, but throws just enough of punches to make it interesting, has a really, really great chin. All those factors coming into play, I really think that's a sleeper fight that's going to be a lot of fun. Then you throw in the fact that Cotto hasn't fought in Los Angeles since his 6th pro fight or something. It was just a prospect. He was on an undercard. This is a chance for West Coast fight fans who have never seen Cotto live to go see him live. It's at StubHub Center, the best venue for diehard fight fans to see a fight in North America. And tickets are very, very cheap. You have another option, guys, on August 26th. And I don't work for Golden Boy Promotions. I'm not trying to promote this event for them. I'm just letting you know. I'm not even putting in a credential for Mayweather-McGregor. I'm putting in my credential for Cotto Kamagai. That's where I'm going to be August 26th because that's a real boxing event. And there's going to be real boxing fans there. And it's going to be at a real boxing venue with such a storied tradition. And like I said before, I think it's going to be a better fight than people expect. And that's going to be on regular HBO, not Showtime pay-per-view. So you can save a few bucks. So you have options on that date. Save your money, your pay-per-view money, for Canelo Golovkin. If you want to see a fight live, and I understand, now Canelo Triple G is in Vegas. That sucks. We didn't want that. We all knew that was going to happen, but you're priced out from going to that fight. That money that you would have spent going to Dallas to watch that fight, well, you could still go up there and do a closed circuit or something. Or if you live in Los Angeles, go to Cotto Kamagai. You know what I'm saying? The ringside seats there, I want to say they're like $1.50 or something. Really, really good prices. So you have options. Now here's another one. Because you guys have already asked me, some of you have already asked me, how do I deal with all the emails I'm getting and all the requests I'm getting about this, because in my circle of friends, Mike, I'm the guy known as the boxing guy, and now all my casual sports fan friends are asking me about this. I feel your pain. I feel your pain, okay? And I got the same thing. At my day job today, as soon as the fight was announced, I was getting instant messages. The company I work for, we have our own little instant messaging platform, right? So we can send requests to each other and stuff. And I had people in different buildings in my company, different floors in my building, pinging me, boom, boom, boom. Mike, what's up with this fight, man? You're the boxing guy. I know you're excited about this one. Oh, Mike, now this is a fight that I'm going to watch. I don't really do boxing, but man, this is one that I'm interested in, right? I started getting them too. And I'm going to be getting them for the next 2 months. And guys, all I can say is just smile and tell them, save your money. It's not going to be a good fight. Say the same thing you said with Mayweather-Pacquiao and other fights before. Let them know that this guy, Conor McGregor, is 0-0. He's never boxed. Yet, the Nevada State Athletic Commission sanctioned him to box Floyd Mayweather in a 12-rounder. This is going to be a 12-round fight. And you know a sanctioning organization, I'm guessing the WBC, is going to jump in there and throw some belt on the line, right? So for casual fans, you're going to have, buddies at work that are like, hey, man, they're going to see you by the microwave heating up your lunch and be like, yo, man, I can't believe Conor McGregor's fighting for the title. Wow, what a badass. He's never even boxed before and he's fighting for a title. And you're going to have to explain that to people. Just smile politely and just say, #shitshow. Or send them this video. Send them the other video I did. Because here's what's going to happen. If you chime in too much about this fight, if you join in the conversation, you're like, I don't know, man, I think, it might go, Mayweather might knock him out, or, maybe McGregor's got a shot. If you join in those conversations, come August 27th, after this shit show, that's going to suck. It's going to be a god-awful slapfest for 12 rounds. And make no mistake, it's going 12 rounds. You're going to start seeing these same people tweet, boxing sucks. This is why I don't watch boxing. Please, Conor, go back to UFC, a real sport where they really fight. God, if this is what boxing's like, oh, I'm not missing anything. Those are the same people that are going to be saying that stupid shit. And by the way, it's not just regular folks, it's the media. I had to put Skip Bayless on blast today for tweeting something horribly stupid about Conor McGregor's boxing skills being underrated and him having lightning in both fists, lightning speed and power. And run, Floyd, run. Floyd agreed to the fight. He's not running. Floyd didn't duck in. What are you talking about? Those same people, when this thing goes 12 rounds and it sucks, they're going to be dissing boxing. And they're going to talk about the death of boxing for the 5 billionth time. Meanwhile, 3 weeks later, a real fight will happen. I'll leave you on this the last note here, guys. The last note, and then I'll stop my damn rambling. The final checkmate here. We've been talking about Floyd versus Oscar, right? Going back and forth. Let me know your opinion on this, because I'm still processing it and trying to figure it all out. And you guys can probably help clarify some of this stuff for me. My mind is so scrambled right now. I want to know your opinion. But the final checkmate, the best thing that might be able to happen for Canelo Golovkin is if Mayweather-McGregor sucks, which we know it probably will. If it sucks and the media bashes it, and 3 weeks later you have a real boxing event coming up and Canelo Golovkin delivers and it's a good fight, it's the best thing that can happen for them. And it only helps make their eventual rematch. And by the way, I think Canelo Triple G is going to be a 3-fight series that goes to late 2018. That's my official prediction right now. It only helps that. It only helps their future business. So just remember that. Just remember, guys. In the meantime, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Please get the word out about my channel. Please check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/Montero on boxing, and spread the word about that, guys. More to come with all that stuff. Thanks for listening to my rambling for 20 minutes. I'm literally just thinking out loud here. What a crazy, crazy last couple weeks in the world of boxing. There's been so much craziness, man. 2017, great year, not a dull moment. So good problems to have.